Hi everyone, today we are going to be colouring part of a picture from Secrets of the Sea by Millie Marotta. I have had a request to do some penguins. Now this page has 4 Humboldt penguins on it. They're all the same breed of penguins, so they all look the same, but Millie has drawn them in different ways, which I think makes it quite fun. But it means that we might want to colour them in slightly different ways. I thought I would talk you through some of the aspects that I might choose when colouring and how I might colour them. And then we will do a little bit of colouring, obviously. But this guy, he's got a solid area, a big area of back with little bits drawn on. What I would probably do with him is just colour him black. The Humboldt penguins are black and white. So probably just colour him in black, but not really thick dark black, so that you can still see these markings through. And I will probably do exactly the same with this one. So, but these two are different. This one has got like little feathers on his back, so I would do him in a different way, and we will do a little bit of colouring on him in a bit. And the same with this one, I would do this in a different way too. Now with these, I would probably adjust how much black I layered up and do a little more near the bottom and less on the top to try and give him a bit of a shiny sheen, because penguins have oily skin, they shine, probably have a shine here. So make a sort of slightly darker line here and at the bottom, and then fade that up to give a paler bit here, still with some black but a bit paler. You could, if you'd rather, do it all quite dark and then draw on a white line. That's a different way of doing it. But I'm going to show you with this one what I would do. Now black, we need a black because I'm going to do them in, I say realistic, they're not massively realistic, but you're going to need a black that you can sharpen to quite a fine point. So I'm going to use, I'm going to change my, no I'm not, I'm going to use this black. This is the Staedtler black, it is number 9. Okay, and let's zoom quite far in and show you, oh that's gone too blurred, oh, out a little bit, there we go, and show you what I would do with each of these little, see each of these little feathery bits is drawn as a separate bit. So what I would do is make the top bit a little darker and make it a bit lighter towards the bottom. It's quite difficult in such a small space, but I'm sure you can do it if you just spend a bit longer than me, like that. And then if we go darker in here, my pencil could do with being a little bit sharper, but never mind. You can start to see the difference between them, that this bit is lighter. See, that bit isn't coloured yet, but hopefully you can see that difference. It's rather like the way I would colour roof tiles or sort of fish scales, so like that. And then I will continue that across the whole back. Our penguin has a very black back. It's slightly browny black in some pictures. I'm looking at photos to sort of help me, so you might want to change that slightly. Now this part of the neck is also black on our penguin. So I would use a very similar technique to this, okay? So just go dark to light, and then it ties in, it breaks it up a little bit with Millie drawing us a slightly different pattern. Now we have white. Now on our penguin, he is white around here, okay? And he's got a white line across, he's actually got a white line going all the way down. I think this goes to, let me move it along a little bit so you can see, here's his fin, so it goes to his fin. So I do all this white, and then he has a black line and then a white tummy, so I do this bit black and then this bit white. So we'll do that, but doing something white is difficult. What are you going to do? Well, you can leave it white, absolutely leave it white if that's what you want to do. But I'm going to use a light grey, which is why I chose my Staedtlers, because this number 80 is pretty light, but it will still show up. And you'll see what I mean. So this is what I've identified as my white area. So I'm just going to randomly pick a bit, and I'm going to do it in the similar way to how I did this bit. So a little bit darker here, and then lighter towards the tip, like that. And you can actually, I've got a pencil mark on there, which isn't very attractive, but anyway, you can actually leave a bit of white, and then you can see when you do the next one down, and you fade it down. If you don't have to use your Staedtler pencils. If you don't have them, that's fine, but use quite a pale grey, because then it's easier to fade it down, because you really want it to look almost white. You could, as I say, you could leave it white, and what you might want to do is do all the black and then decide after what you're going to be doing. So the belly again is white here. So what I would do with this is use this grey and make it darker underneath, because there's going to be some shadow underneath our penguin. And I'm going to treat each of these pieces as a separate bit. It's a little bit easy, makes it a little bit easier anyway to just deal with a small bit at a time. And gently take that colour up and fade as you go. So press less hard, do less layers, so we end up at the top with quite a white bit. It doesn't need to be completely white, because remember this bit's going to be black, so it is going to provide quite a contrast. We'll do that in a minute. I'm just looking at the rest of our photos to see what goes on with our penguin. So at the back here, it's a little tricky because there is a white bit, but Millie hasn't drawn that in, so we've got these circly bits. You can't see. So we've got these sort of semicircular bits which we can continue all the way across. But this bit here, on this, we're going to do it in black. So we don't have a white bit in here, so I guess we'll just leave that black. We have a few feathers here. Could do those in a little bit of grey. I think I will, just to provide a bit of contrast, like that. Now coming towards the feet, it's actually black. Now the flippers, I guess they are, let me look, are sort of black and white. They sort of seem to vary in colour. They seem a bit, oh, there's one. They're a bit speckled, and some of them have a bit of pink on. Yeah, and actually our penguin here, around his beak, he has a bit of pink. I'm not sure how I'm going to create that with my Staedtlers. It's a sort of salmon pink, I guess. I don't think we really have that colour. What I'm going to do is I'll mix two colours together, and oops, and I shall drop them on the floor. One moment. So I will start with this colour, which is number 43, and it's a sort of peachy type colour. I'm going to be quite light, and it's around the eye, this colour, and at the top of the beak. And Millie's drawn this bit for us, so we can use her guide, so that's quite easy. So I'm doing that really lightly, and then I'm going to grab this pink, which is number 25, and pop that on top. And I hope we get a good colour. It's not too, it's okay. Now if you have a set of pencils with flesh tones, you might be able to find the right sort of colour for this. But I think I'm okay with that. Now the eye is black, but with an eye and a beak, they're very shiny, so you want them to be much more intensely coloured. You can do that with a pencil. Now I'm actually going to do both those bits of the eye in black. That's how it looks in the picture to me. So you can do that with a pencil and just layer it up. I'm just very aware I haven't got a piece of paper under this page. I need to be a bit careful. And you can burnish it if you wish to. Or you can do it with a pen to really make it jump out the page. But I think that's quite a good contrast anyway. Now with the beak, we have some bits of white and some bits of black. Again, it's very intense like the eye. But what I'm doing is I'm having a look at the photos and also at this. I'm thinking actually this bit is probably going to be the pinky colour. So I'm going to do what we did before, so that sort of light colour, and then that sort of pinky colour to make that look. Quite pleased with that. I'm quite happy because it is quite pale. Now the beak, I think, because of the way it's been marked, I'm going to leave that bit white, but I'm not sure we've got two stripes there. The tip's definitely black. And what I think about the beak and the eye is I'm going to go in quite thick, and then I'm going to draw on a reflection with a pen. And sometimes I think that looks a little better. It depends what you're trying to achieve, really. So I'm going to leave those white bits because there are white bits on the beak. Now the beaks on the other penguins, Millie has drawn them in a slightly different way. So you can leave your white areas in different places. And actually, if you look at photos of Humboldt penguins, you will see they do vary a lot. It's like their chests as well. They have different patterns. They have little spots on their chests, and they have different patterns of spots and different intensity of spots as well. I mean, different amounts, you know, some have more than others, some have just, you know, in different patterns and things. It's really cute. There is a place near here that has Humboldts, and we often go and have a look at them. They're lovely. So there is the black. You could layer that up more. I'm trying not to press too hard. So there we go. And once you've done this black, now under here, this is black as well, but we haven't got this this drawn, so I'll show you how to do a bit where it isn't drawn on. So rather than using the guide as our sort of shape, here we don't have that, but we've got these lines, and I'm thinking this is a feathery area, so I'm thinking a sort of back and forth motion just to follow the lines that are drawn on there, like that. I realise I haven't gone up to the edge. We'll deal with that. There we go. Back and forth, and do that. Now we don't want the black of the feathers to be as dark as the beak, but they still need to be reasonably black, which at the moment they're not. I'm just trying to do a gentle layer. But what we can do is draw lines on it to darken it, to make it look more feathery and more sort of directional, and to sort of mimic what Millie has drawn on there for us. And it will darken it up in a different way. It's just a different idea, and you can maybe use this over the whole. You could do it over the back as well if you want to. You know, you don't have to stick to Millie's pretty patterns. You can do how you wish, but I think that adds a sort of more feathery, furry, I'm not really sure, they're not really feathers, are they, but texture that the penguins have. So there's that. Now this bit around here is all going to be the grey white. This is going to be like this. This is going to be like this. Now we do have these bits here. Now I'm having a look at a picture. I'm trying to figure out quite what to do with that. I could leave it white and it will give me a bit more white over here, but they don't really have a contrast. There isn't really sort of grey, as it were, on the bird. But actually what they do have is, after this white, they just have a little black line, and then this bit's white. So I don't know, I could do that bit black, that bit black. I think that's what I'd do. So as I said before, I'm going to stick with that bit as black, and these bits will be black, and I'll just colour them a bit like this. So they'll be a little bit darker at the bottom, a little bit lighter higher up. You could just do flat colouring, you know, with no shading if you wish to. You grab a pen and just colour it in if you want to, and it will look just the right colour if you use your black. There, so it's a bit darker down here. I think that's probably dark enough, but I will, it's hard to gauge when I haven't done all the rest, so I might darken that up later. Now the fin, let's have a little look. They seem to have a bit of a white stripe down the middle, or is that underneath? It's quite hard to tell. No, that one fin's completely black. Oh, there's a picture of a baby one. So I think these are completely black. So I think I'm going to do all the fins actually in the same way, and I will probably just do a dark black outline around the whole thing. Really, really simple. Gosh, I'm so hungry. It's nearly lunchtime. I thought, should I have lunch? I thought, no, it's far too early. It's getting later now. And I thought, no, I'll make a video to distract me from being hungry. Not, I'm hungry. So as I go round now, I'm going to try and fade a little bit. And I'm thinking I might have my lightest area here. Like we were talking about doing with the bodies of the ones that don't have all these separate bits of feather on. So keep it fairly dark at the bottom. And then as you go up, you can reduce the amount of black that you're using. Up here we want to reduce quicker if we're going to have our shine line nearer the top. Because again, just like the body, it's a bit shiny on the fin. Now obviously he's swimming, but I think it would still apply. They are just so cute. I do like penguins. We'll try and leave that line, and it just needs evening out really. I can't even see all of it, I'm sorry. And I would do every wing fin the same. Is it a wing? Is it a fin? Oh, who knows? I'd do them the same on every one because I think I've left too much white there. Because I think it helps it to stand out from the rest of the body, and you can see that it helps you to see what it is. So I'm just going to keep going here and making it more and more even. The joy with pencils is you can just keep layering and it will behave itself eventually and look how you want. But it just takes time. So I'm going to leave that there. I will probably fiddle with it a little more, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm getting too hungry. So here is the foot. And as I said, some of the feet have little bits of the sort of fleshy colour, I guess you might call it, on them. Now in this, all the three penguins, they have this one foot and looks the same. So we can do them all the same or similar if we wish to. Excuse me. So I'm having a little look again just to try and make them look a bit sort of real, and they seem to just be speckledy really, with some sort of speckledy flesh colour or white sometimes, and just a lot black as well. So they seem to be black in this bit. So this is the sort of what's it called? It's just the skin, isn't it, in between the toes. I'm thinking that might be a little bit darker towards the centre. So it's a webbed, isn't it? It's webbing. That's the word. It's webbing. Okay. Now we have the main part, and I'd quite like to make them look a bit shaped. So if we go darker down here, and then around here, and then gently bring that in so that it's a bit lighter in the centre, where it's sort of catching the light. And the same with this one. I've decided not to add any flesh or white to this. I think it looked better just in black. So pull that in. So you've got a lighter bit in the middle, and the same with this one. It's partly obscured by the body, so I think that might be lighter there. And then this bit, it might be lighter sort of here, I reckon. There we go. Now there's quite a lot of black and white in this picture, and of course if you would rather, I'm going to leave that bit white, or do it cream, and that bit needs to be black. I think what I'll do is this bit black and those two bits in the white. Don't feel you've got to do it black and white in the sort of realistic, I don't know, I don't really like that word, colour, because you can do it any colour you want. If you look on the front of, I don't know if it's on the front of this book, yeah, look, it's all pinks and purples, all sorts of colours. You can do it however you wish. You could do each of these feathers in a different colour, a sort of grey, maybe a grey, black, blue, shiny glitter pens, anything you wish, but I'm just trying to show you how I'm going to do it. So I think I've shown you all of what I'm going to do on this bird. So let's have a look. Let's zoom out a little and look at the others so I can just talk you through what I might do on those. So this one here, his back is made up of rhombus shapes, and we have lines. So there are choices. You can go dark to light, dark to light. You can go dark at each end with light in the middle, which is probably what I would do. So I'll probably do dark that end and lighter in the middle. That's probably how I'll do it. I've drawn on it anyway. Oops. Now around the beak area, we haven't got any white bits to leave white on the beak, so I'll probably just do it all black. Here, all around here is our sort of fleshy colour, and around the outside of the eye. Here is black. Let me see, I'll probably do all this bit white here, or in our light grey, and then a black line here with the white underneath. Okay. And then this one, oops, I told you how I'll do the back with dark to lighter at the top. It's quite a big area. I might not use the Staedtler pencil for this. I might be tempted to use an Arteza Expert. They're quite nice and soft for doing a larger area, so I might do that. With the fins going around, just or wings, whatever they are, like we did with the other one. So we've got our beak, we've got a white area to leave there. We've got our sort of fleshy bit here, and I'll probably do it there as well, and around the eye. This bit black, and then we've got this white line around here and across here, and it goes sort of a bit along here. What I will probably do here is do the top layer of these in white and make the, no, sorry, the top layer of these in, yes, we've got, that bit's black. Maybe, yes, that would just be white there, and then maybe that as well. Got the foot. Now what I will do is I will finish these and I will think about them, and I will have photos of them done so you can have a look. So with this one we've got, I would leave some of these stripes white. We've got the pink area here going on and around the eye, and some black feathers here. Top of the head black. Now we've got, I probably do this bit white. Okay. Black for those and white under there. You can do those in the same way that I've done these ones up here, or not, it's completely up to you. Yeah, and then we have the whole business of the background. Now what I will do is I will get some pastel in a bluey green, and I will rub it all over, and then I will do something with the bubbles. What I will probably do with the bubbles, if the pastel's quite pale, which it might be, I will fill the bubbles in white and show the outline so they stand out. If the background's quite intense, then you'll be able to go white just around the edge of the bubble and it will stand out. It will just depend. If your background's pale, the white pen won't really show up very much. And what you could do actually with a pale background is actually colour the bubbles darker. So take the colour, the shade of the background, make it darker underneath and lighter as you go up, and then put a little bit of white on the top. You could do that as well. So there are different things you could play around with the bubbles as well. So that's me, I think, done. But as I say, I will be completing this page and showing you how I do it. But I hope that's given you enough guidance. I didn't want to spend we spent quite a long time anyway, and I didn't want to do every single detail of every penguin. And I think it just helps you to think about one way of doing it, and this isn't the right way. You can yourself think, actually I'd like to have a pink penguin, a purple penguin, a blue penguin. Do it how you want to do it, because the joy of a book and your imagination is that you can do whatever you wish. But there we go. I am going to go and stop wittering on, and I will share the finished picture. I'm hoping actually I should be able to put it at the end of this video, but it will definitely be on my Facebook page and probably on Instagram. So do look in the description. You can find all my socials on there, so you can follow me if you want to. Facebook is tricky. It doesn't always show you. So Facebook I post on 2 or 3 times a day, but it's unlikely to always show you when you log into Facebook. You may have to keep clicking and going to my page and having a look at what I've posted. Facebook isn't very good at showing you everything. Instagram, on the other hand, is better. You'll probably see most things if you follow me. It will probably just show you them through your feed. But you know, it's a bit tricky because of the way the algorithms work, and they don't like to show everyone everything, particularly on pages, which I am, because I think if you're a business, they want you to pay for advertising rather than expose all your posts to everybody that follows you. But anyway, I've waffled on, but hopefully you'll be able to find them somewhere, is basically what I'm saying. But thank you for watching. Do click on like if you like this video, and subscribe if you aren't already. It's really lovely to see people subscribing, and it does make a bit of a difference to how many people get to see my videos on YouTube. And it is rather nice to know that people are watching, and to try and help calm, relax, and just give people information, encourage them with their colouring, which is always the whole point of my channel. So if you can help me do that, that's brilliant, and share the love of colouring with as many people as possible. That is really my main aim. So again, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for joining me. Have a lovely, lovely day. Do some colouring. That was a bit demanding, wasn't it? Please enjoy and do some colouring if you can. Happy colouring!